Hi everyone, and welcome back to Hidden Nature Files. Today, we're taking a slightly different turn. As much as we love to celebrate the beauty and resilience of nature, it's also crucial to face the darker chapters of Earth's story. Because nature's history isn't just filled with life and wonder. It's also marked by devastation, extinction, and irreversible change. These are the events that shattered ecosystems, extinguished entire lineages, and reshaped life as we know it. They serve as haunting reminders of both Earth's immense power and the consequences of our actions. So take a deep breath. We're diving into nature's tears, 10 horrific moments in Earth's history. The Permian-Triassic extinction, the Great Dying. We begin with an event so catastrophic, it earned the grim nickname the Great Dying. Roughly 252 million years ago, over 90% of all marine life and 70% of terrestrial species were wiped out. Imagine walking through a world where forests have withered, oceans are empty, and silence replaces the vibrant chorus of life. This wasn't a sudden asteroid strike. Scientists believe that massive volcanic eruptions in what is now Siberia triggered this extinction. These eruptions released vast amounts of carbon dioxide and methane, causing global temperatures to spike, oceans to turn acidic, and oxygen levels to plummet. The Earth became toxic, oceans became anoxic, meaning lifeless. It took millions of years for life to recover. This was Earth's greatest crisis, and life barely survived. The Deccan Traps, India's fiery fury. Fast forward to 66 million years ago, just before the asteroid that ended the dinosaurs, we find the Deccan Traps, massive volcanic eruptions in what is now India. For tens of thousands of years, these eruptions blanketed the atmosphere with sulfur, carbon dioxide, and ash, drastically altering global climate. Temperatures swung between extreme heat and sudden cold. Acid rain fell, the skies darkened. Ecosystems were already in chaos when the final blow came from space. The Deccan Traps didn't just weaken the dinosaurs, they stacked the deck against them. If the asteroid hadn't hit, this might still have been enough to bring an end to the age of dinosaurs. End Cretaceous extinction, the dinosaurs' demise. Then came the killer blow. A 10 to 15 kilometer wide asteroid struck the Yucatan Peninsula with a force a billion times stronger than the bombs dropped in World War II. Firestorms incinerated forests. Mega tsunamis swept across coastlines. And worst of all, the debris blocked sunlight for months, maybe years, triggering a global nuclear winter. Photosynthesis stopped. Food chains collapsed. The mighty dinosaurs, once rulers of Earth, starved and froze in a dying world. Only small, adaptable species survived and eventually evolved into the life we know today. The Younger Dryas, a chilling reversal. Now let's jump to just 12,900 years ago, a blink in geological time. Earth had begun to warm after the last ice age. Then, something triggered a sudden and violent return to glacial conditions. One leading theory is an extraterrestrial impact, a comet or airburst. Regardless of cause, the result was devastating. Ice sheets regrew, temperatures plummeted, and North America's giant animals, like mammoths and saber-toothed cats, disappeared forever. Early humans, just beginning to build communities, had to adapt quickly or die. It was a bitter reminder that nature's stability can vanish overnight. The Great Oxygenation Event, a poisoned paradise. Here's an unexpected entry. The very air we breathe was once lethal. Around 2.4 billion years ago, cyanobacteria began photosynthesizing, releasing oxygen into the atmosphere. While essential to modern life, this gas was toxic to the anaerobic organisms that dominated the planet. It triggered one of Earth's first mass extinctions. The oceans turned rusty with iron, and whole ecosystems collapsed. For those early life forms, oxygen was a death sentence. But from this catastrophe came a miracle, the foundation for complex life. Sometimes even tragedy paves the way for transformation. Sahara desertification, a once green land. Just 6,000 years ago, the Sahara wasn't a desert, it was a lush savanna, teeming with wildlife, rivers, and human settlements. Due to changes in Earth's orbit and axial tilt, the region's monsoons shifted, rain disappeared, rivers dried up, and over time, green turned to gold, then to endless, blistering sand dunes. This wasn't just a climate shift. It uprooted civilizations, scattered species, and created one of the harshest environments on Earth. It's a sobering reminder of how fast our world can change, sometimes permanently. The Dust Bowl, America's ecological catastrophe. In the 1930s, the American Midwest was brought to its knees, not by nature alone, but by our own hands. Farmers had overplowed the land, stripping away the grasses that anchored soil. When a drought hit, windstorms swept across the plains, lifting topsoil into the sky. Black blizzards of dust buried homes, choked cattle, and sent millions fleeing. It was a disaster born of short-sighted farming and poor land management, and it devastated communities for a generation. Nature is resilient, but pushed too far, and it pushes back. The Aral Sea disaster, a shrinking tragedy. The Aral Sea, once the fourth largest lake on Earth, has been reduced to a toxic puddle due to human greed and mismanagement. In the 1960s, Soviet irrigation projects diverted the rivers that fed the lake. Within decades, the sea receded, fisheries collapsed, and salt storms poisoned the land for miles around. It's a modern environmental horror, a ghost of what was once a thriving ecosystem. Entire towns were left stranded in the desert, their boats rusting on dry ground. The Great Pacific Garbage Patch, a swirling shame. In the North Pacific Ocean, a new monster grows, made not of bone or fire, but plastic. The Great Pacific Garbage Patch is a gyre of microplastics, fishing nets, bottles, and trash. It's not an island you can stand on, it's worse. It's a slow, choking death for marine life. Sea turtles mistake plastic bags for jellyfish. Seabirds feed plastic to their chicks. Fish ingest microplastics that work their way up to us. This is not nature's doing, it's ours. Ongoing climate change, a slow-motion crisis. And now the most terrifying chapter is being written today. Rising sea levels threaten cities. Coral reefs bleach and die. Wildfires rage across continents. Millions of species are being pushed toward extinction. And all of it traces back to us, our industries, our emissions, our indifference. But here's the catch. We still have a choice. Unlike the dinosaurs or trilobites, we know what's happening. We have science. We have the means. What we need is the will. The conclusion, what will we do next? These 10 events, from ancient extinctions to unfolding crises, show how fragile life can be and how powerfully interconnected we are with the planet. Understanding these moments isn't just about remembering the past, it's about learning from it, because Earth will survive. The question is, will we choose to thrive with it or against it? If you learned something today or felt moved by these stories, leave a comment below. What other devastating moments in Earth's story do you think more people should know about? And as always, like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a deep dive into the unseen chapters of nature's past. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next episode of Hidden Nature Files.